A scorpion always looked straightforward to me. 8 legs, 2 claws, a curved tail with a stinger. Nothing particularly remarkable. But once I actually started investigating how a scorpion functions, everything shifted. I didn't expect to discover a creature this ancient, this perfectly adapted, and this utterly extraordinary. Like, there are scorpion species that can survive being frozen solid for weeks, then thaw out and continue hunting as if nothing happened. Some can live an entire year without eating a single meal. The deeper I explored, the more astonished I became at how much I never understood. Scorpions are 450 million years old. That's older than forests, older than dinosaurs, older than nearly every complex ecosystem we recognize today. And here's something that might shock you. Technically, scorpions aren't insects either. Calling a scorpion an insect is like calling a whale a fish. Scorpions belong to the same ancient family as spiders, the chelicerates, creatures that diverged from insects over 500 million years ago, back when Earth was still an alien world of primitive seas and barren continents. And scorpions share evolutionary history with creatures that might surprise you: spiders, horseshoe crabs, and sea spiders. Those are their closest relatives. But what makes scorpions truly mind-bending isn't just their incredible age. It's that evolution produced survival mechanisms that seem almost impossible, traits that push the boundaries of what we thought life could achieve. So how did scorpions become these living relics? What evolutionary forces shaped aquatic ancestors into armored desert survivors? And why did they develop what might be the most sophisticated sensory system in the arthropod world, long before they ever set foot on land? To understand scorpions, we need to travel back to an Earth that would be completely unrecognizable today. Around 450 million years ago, during the Ordovician and Silurian periods, life was making its first tentative steps onto dry land. The continents were harsh, rocky wastelands dotted with primitive plants. No flowers, no trees, no complex ecosystems, just pioneering arthropods testing the limits of terrestrial survival. Among those early colonists were the ancestors of modern scorpions. These proto-scorpions didn't look exactly like their modern descendants. They were massive, some reaching lengths of over 2 feet, hunting in shallow seas and tidal pools. They had gills instead of book lungs, and their bodies were built for aquatic predation. But they possessed the fundamental scorpion blueprint that would prove so successful: 8 legs, powerful pincers, a segmented body, and most importantly, that iconic tail. Scorpions split from other arachnids roughly 450 million years ago. While spiders developed silk production and web building, scorpions went a completely different evolutionary direction: armor, endurance, and chemical warfare. No silk glands, no web construction abilities. Instead, they evolved the most sophisticated venom delivery system in the arachnid world, and defensive capabilities that would make them nearly indestructible. Here's something most people don't realize. Scorpions were among the first animals to successfully transition from water to land. They were pioneers, testing biological solutions to problems no creature had solved before. How do you breathe air instead of water? How do you prevent desiccation in desert environments? How do you hunt without the buoyancy and mobility that water provides? Early scorpion fossils show this transition happening in real time. Species like Proscorpius from 400 million years ago had features that modern scorpions lack, experimental designs that evolution was testing. But the traits that truly set scorpions on their path to dominance weren't their size or their armor. It was 3 revolutionary adaptations that would make them among the most successful predators on Earth. First, their venom system. Scorpion venom is fundamentally different from spider venom, and understanding this difference reveals something incredible about evolutionary problem-solving. While spider venom evolved primarily for external digestion, scorpion venom developed as a precision weapon system. Early scorpions likely used their stingers defensively, injecting toxins to deter larger predators. But over millions of years, this defensive system became an offensive masterpiece. Modern scorpion venom isn't just one compound. It's a complex cocktail of dozens of different toxins, each targeting specific biological systems. Neurotoxins that shut down nerve function, cardiotoxins that disrupt heart rhythm, hemolysins that destroy blood cells, cytotoxins that break down tissue at the cellular level. But here's what absolutely amazed me when I started researching scorpion venom. Different species have evolved completely different chemical strategies. Desert scorpions like the Arizona bark scorpion produce venom optimized for small mammals and reptiles, containing neurotoxins so potent that a single sting can kill a creature 100 times their weight. Tropical species develop venom tailored for insects and arthropods, using compounds that specifically target invertebrate nervous systems. Some scorpions even produce venom that works like a surgical anesthetic, numbing prey while keeping it alive and fresh for extended periods. And the delivery system is engineering perfection. The scorpion's tail, called a metasoma, contains 5 segments leading to the telson, the venom bulb, and stinger. This isn't just a simple injection system. It's a precision targeting mechanism with hydraulic control that allows scorpions to inject exact doses based on prey size and threat level. They can deliver tiny amounts for small insects or massive doses for defensive encounters. The stinger itself is sharper than most surgical needles, designed to penetrate even heavily armored prey. Second revolutionary adaptation, their sensory system. If you thought spider senses were impressive, scorpion perception abilities will blow your mind. Scorpions possess what might be the most sophisticated vibration detection system in the animal kingdom. Their legs are covered with hundreds of specialized sensory organs called basitarsal compound slit sensilla. These microscopic structures detect ground vibrations with such precision that scorpions can identify prey species, estimate size and distance, and track movement patterns from vibrations alone. But it gets even more incredible. Scorpions can detect vibrations as small as atomic movements. A study found that some species respond to ground displacement of less than 1 nanometer. That's smaller than individual atoms. They're essentially feeling the quantum vibrations of the Earth itself. This allows them to hunt in complete darkness, tracking prey that's completely silent and invisible. They feel footsteps from creatures moving dozens of feet away, distinguishing between potential prey, predators, and mates based purely on vibrational signatures. And their mechanical sensors aren't limited to ground vibrations. Scorpions have specialized hairs called trichobothria that detect air movement with extraordinary sensitivity. These hairs respond to air currents created by insect wing beats, detecting flying prey before it lands. Some species use these sensors to feel the approach of larger predators, giving them advance warning to assume defensive positions or flee to shelter. Third adaptation, and this one seems almost supernatural. Extreme survival capabilities that border on biological impossibility. Scorpions are nearly indestructible. They can survive radiation levels that would kill most life forms. They can withstand temperatures from near freezing to over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Some desert species survive without water for months, extracting moisture from their prey and recycling metabolic water with incredible efficiency. But the most mind-bending survival trait is their metabolism control. Scorpions can slow their metabolic rate to almost nothing, entering states that are essentially suspended animation. During these periods, they require virtually no food, no water, and minimal oxygen. Some species have been documented surviving over a year without eating anything. They're like biological time machines, slowing down their life processes when resources are scarce, then resuming normal activity when conditions improve. This metabolic control extends to extreme environmental tolerance. Scorpions have been found living in environments that would kill almost any other complex organism. Deep caves with no light and minimal oxygen. Desert regions with surface temperatures exceeding 140 degrees. High-altitude mountains with intense UV radiation and temperature swings of over 80 degrees between day and night. Before we dive deeper into how scorpions actually use these incredible adaptations, I want to mention something. If you're enjoying this exploration into one of Earth's most extraordinary creatures, consider subscribing to our channel. We're constantly working to bring you the most fascinating aspects of the natural world, backed by solid research and presented in ways that reveal just how incredible life on Earth really is. Your support helps us continue creating these deep dives into the amazing biology that surrounds us. Now, how do these ancient survivors actually hunt? Scorpion hunting strategies reveal predatory intelligence that challenges everything we thought we knew about arthropod behavior. Most people picture scorpions as simple ambush predators, sitting motionless until prey wanders within striking distance. But the reality is far more sophisticated. Scorpions are active hunters that employ complex strategies adapted to their specific environments and prey types. Desert scorpions, like the giant desert hairy scorpion, use what researchers call persistence hunting. They track prey over considerable distances, following scent trails and vibration signatures for hours. When they locate a target, they don't immediately attack. Instead, they position themselves strategically, cutting off escape routes and waiting for optimal striking opportunities. This requires spatial memory, route planning, and tactical decision-making that suggests cognitive abilities far beyond what we'd expect from creatures with brains smaller than rice grains. Forest-dwelling scorpions employ completely different strategies. Species like the emperor scorpion use their massive pincers as primary hunting tools, reserving venom for defensive encounters or particularly dangerous prey. They're capable of crushing insects and small vertebrates with claw pressure exceeding 200 pounds per square inch, enough force to crack beetle carapaces and small bones. But they apply this force with surgical precision, grasping prey at specific points to disable movement without destroying the meal. Cave-adapted scorpions have developed perhaps the most remarkable hunting adaptations. Living in environments with no light and limited food sources, they've evolved into patient specialists. Some species construct hunting territories around water sources, positioning themselves where thirsty prey must eventually appear. They can remain motionless for weeks, monitoring their territory through vibration sensors, waiting for the perfect hunting opportunity. But perhaps the most surprising discovery about scorpion hunting behavior is evidence of learning and adaptation. Individual scorpions modify their strategies based on experience. Young scorpions hunt differently than adults, not just because of size differences, but because they learn which techniques work best in their specific environment. They remember successful hunting locations, returning to productive areas repeatedly. Some studies suggest they even recognize individual prey items, adjusting their approach based on previous encounters with similar targets. The actual mechanics of a scorpion strike reveal biomechanical precision that seems almost engineered. When a scorpion detects prey within range, the attack sequence happens faster than human eyes can follow. The tail arcs forward in a fluid motion controlled by hydraulic pressure and muscle coordination. The strike itself takes approximately 100 milliseconds from initiation to venom injection. But the targeting system is so precise that scorpions rarely miss mobile prey. What's incredible is that scorpions adjust their strike based on real-time sensory input. If prey moves during the attack, they can modify the trajectory mid-strike, compensating for target movement with accuracy that would be impressive in guided missile systems. This suggests real-time processing of sensory information and motor control integration that requires sophisticated neural coordination. The venom injection process itself demonstrates another level of biological sophistication. Scorpions don't just inject venom randomly. They control the amount and composition based on prey assessment. Small insects might receive minimal doses of fast-acting neurotoxins. Larger or more dangerous prey gets cocktails of multiple toxins designed to quickly incapacitate and begin external digestion. Defensive stings against predators involve maximum venom loads with the most potent compounds available. Research has revealed that some scorpion species actually produce different venom compositions based on circumstances. The same individual can produce hunting venom optimized for quick prey immobilization, or defensive venom loaded with pain-inducing compounds designed to deter predators. This isn't just different concentrations of the same toxins. These are completely different chemical formulations produced by the same venom glands, suggesting biological manufacturing capabilities that adapt output to specific requirements. But scorpions don't rely solely on venom for predation success. Their pincers, called pedipalps, are sophisticated manipulative tools with sensory capabilities. The inner surfaces are covered with chemoreceptors that taste and analyze prey. Scorpions can identify prey species, assess nutritional value, and detect potential dangers through chemical analysis performed by their claws. This means they're literally tasting their environment with their hands, gathering chemical information that influences hunting decisions. The mechanical strength of scorpion pincers varies dramatically between species, revealing evolutionary adaptations to specific prey types. Species that hunt soft-bodied insects have relatively slender claws, optimized for grasping and manipulation. Those that target hard-shelled prey like beetles and other arthropods develop massive, heavily muscled pincers capable of crushing through rigid exoskeletons. Some desert species have claws so powerful they can crack open snail shells and small vertebrate bones. Beyond hunting, scorpion sensory systems serve defensive functions that demonstrate just how alien their perception of the world really is. Remember those vibration sensors I mentioned earlier? They don't just detect prey. They're constantly monitoring the environment for potential threats. Scorpions can feel the approach of birds, mammals, and reptiles from considerable distances, giving them time to assume defensive postures or retreat to shelter. When threatened, scorpions don't just rely on their stinger. They have an entire arsenal of defensive behaviors that reveal sophisticated threat assessment capabilities. Against aerial predators like birds, they flatten their bodies against the ground and remain motionless, relying on camouflage and reducing their profile. Against ground-based threats, they assume the classic threat posture with claws extended and tail raised, using body language to signal their defensive capabilities. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of scorpion defense is their damage tolerance. These creatures can survive injuries that would be fatal to most animals. They can lose legs and continue hunting effectively. They can survive stinger damage that eliminates their venom delivery system. Some species can even survive being partially eaten by predators, regenerating lost body parts over multiple molts. The regenerative capabilities of scorpions challenge our understanding of arthropod biology. While they can't regenerate lost appendages as adults like some crabs and spiders, juvenile scorpions show impressive healing abilities. They can recover from severe injuries, seal penetrating wounds, and continue normal development even after trauma that would kill most creatures their size. Environmental adaptation reveals another dimension of scorpion biological sophistication. These animals have colonized virtually every terrestrial habitat on Earth, except polar regions. Desert species survive in some of the harshest environments on the planet, while tropical species thrive in humid rainforests. Cave-dwelling species exist in perpetual darkness with minimal food sources. Each population shows specific adaptations that optimize survival in their particular niche. Desert scorpions demonstrate perhaps the most extreme environmental adaptations. They have waxy cuticles that prevent water loss, allowing them to survive in environments with less than 1 inch of annual rainfall. Their kidneys can concentrate urine to levels that would be toxic to most animals, recycling water with efficiency that approaches theoretical biological limits. Some species obtain all necessary moisture from their prey, never needing to drink free water. Temperature regulation in desert scorpions involves behavioral and physiological adaptations that seem almost engineered. During extreme heat, they burrow into sand or hide under rocks, using thermal refuges to avoid lethal temperatures. Their metabolism slows during heat stress, reducing energy requirements and heat production. Some species change color seasonally, developing lighter pigmentation during hot months to reflect solar radiation more effectively. Tropical scorpions face different environmental challenges, primarily humidity control and fungal resistance. Their cuticles are designed to prevent water absorption that could lead to osmotic stress. They produce antimicrobial compounds that protect against fungal and bacterial infections common in high humidity environments. Their sensory systems are adapted to detect prey and predators in dense vegetation where visual cues are limited. The social behaviors of scorpions reveal cognitive capabilities that continue to surprise researchers. While most species are solitary, some show complex social interactions that suggest individual recognition and learned behaviors. Mother scorpions provide extended parental care, carrying their young for weeks and teaching them hunting techniques. During this period, juveniles learn not just what to eat, but how to hunt effectively in their specific environment. Mating behaviors in scorpions involve elaborate courtship rituals that demonstrate sophisticated communication abilities. Males and females engage in complex dances that can last for hours, involving tactile, chemical, and possibly even vibrational signaling. These interactions require individual recognition, behavioral coordination, and risk assessment, since female scorpions are notorious for eating potential mates who fail to perform courtship correctly. Some scorpion species show evidence of territorial behavior, defending specific hunting areas against intruders. This requires spatial memory, individual recognition, and cost-benefit analysis to determine when territorial defense is worth the energy expenditure. Such behaviors suggest cognitive capabilities that challenge traditional assumptions about arthropod intelligence. Evolution continues shaping scorpion populations in real time. Climate change is driving range expansions for some species, while threatening others with habitat loss. Urban environments create new selective pressures, favoring individuals that can adapt to artificial lighting, modified prey availability, and human disturbance patterns. Some populations are developing resistance to commonly used pesticides, showing that evolutionary adaptation continues even in human-dominated landscapes. Research into scorpion biology continues revealing new aspects of their extraordinary nature. Recent studies have discovered that some species are capable of aerial dispersal, ballooning on air currents like spiders. Others show evidence of magnetic navigation, using Earth's magnetic field for orientation during long-distance movements. Venom research continues identifying new compounds with potential medical applications, from pain medications to cancer treatments. The more we learn about scorpions, the more we realize how much we still don't understand. These ancient survivors represent solutions to biological problems that we're only beginning to appreciate. Their sensory systems operate on principles we're still trying to decode. Their survival mechanisms push the boundaries of what we thought was biologically possible. Their hunting strategies demonstrate cognitive abilities that challenge our assumptions about arthropod intelligence. Scorpions have survived multiple mass extinctions, ice ages, and dramatic climate shifts over 450 million years. They've watched continents drift, seen mountain ranges rise and fall, and outlived countless other species. Barring complete ecological collapse, they'll likely outlive humans as well, continuing their ancient role as specialized predators in ecosystems around the world. Right now, I'm working to push our production quality even higher, with better research, more detailed investigations, and clearer explanations of the incredible biology that surrounds us. But creating these deep dives into natural history takes considerable time and resources. If you've enjoyed this exploration into scorpion biology and want to see more investigations into Earth's most extraordinary creatures, your support makes all the difference. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the alien world of scorpion biology. Until next time, you can explore more fascinating creatures in the video I'll link right here.